This is St. Louis's News Radio. KMOX, KECK HD3, St. Louis. America's sports voice. A radio.com station.
Binnington will drop it down in the Stanley Cup final in 2019. He's going to go to a 7th game in Boston on Wednesday night.
We know we need to play better, and we've had a good recipe on the road. So
play our game, get back to our game, be disciplined, and stay composed, and hopefully get a better outcome.
Listen, if you told me 4 months ago we were going to be in the finals, Game 7, I think I'd take it.
Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number when the Blues go marching in.
This game's going to boil down to who wants it more, who gives that little more. Everybody's got a little bit more to give, even though you think you're giving it all, and I think it really boils down to who's going to give that little bit more.
Oh, I want to be in that number when the Blues go marching in.
Root to Bergeron. Into the circle, they shoot. Lunging save, Jordan Binnington.
Boy, this has got to be the longest 2 minutes of Colton Parayko's life.
Bruins come in towards the net. They're there. They shoot, and a slave by Binnington. He got it with the right leg as Krejci cut through to the middle of the ice. Pietrangelo holds. In shoot, waits, straight away. Colmeister, slap shot, he scores! Stick handle into the corner, leave it, Pietrangelo, he scores! Look out, Heinen a drive, and a save by Binnington. Jordan Binnington has been absolutely spectacular tonight.
Best game of the year, by far.
Here's Tarasenko centering to Shen, he scores! Stick handle off the wall, he centers, they shoot, they score! Zach Sanford! And I gotta think the party's gonna start bubbling in St. Louis, Joe! Oh, baby! And there are 60 seconds between the St. Louis Blues and a Stanley Cup championship. A team that was in last place on January 3rd. The players on the bench are bouncing up. History will be made tonight in Boston. 15 seconds to go as Shen blocks a puck to the corner. 10 seconds remaining. Get up, St. Louis. Get on your feet. Raise them high. 5 seconds to go. And the time winds down. They did it. It's over. The game is over. The series is over. The wait is over. And the St. Louis Blues are the Stanley Cup champions for the first time in franchise history.
The Black Aces are out. The team has swarmed Jordan Binnington. The coaches are hugging and crying. I can't believe it. I cannot believe what I am witnessing. They came together. They fought together. They won together. And now they are Stanley Cup champions together. This is not a dream. This is real life St. Louis. Let's party.
I can't believe this is here, honestly. I'm so glad we get to play this song tonight. Way to go, Blues! I can't believe it, man. There's a lot of emotions going on through downtown St. Louis. I'm Ryan Recker with Mike Claiborne, and I got to tell you, you've been a fan a lot longer than I have. I got to know, how does it feel for you?
Man, I don't know. I mean, I know, but, I've had a couple of good cries since this thing ended, and you start thinking about people and players and teams, and when you thought they were close and you get your heart broken, and then you start thinking about when you were a kid and you were Gary Younger or Brett Berenson and you were playing in the street, and all the people that, I was talking to my oldest friends today, and we were talking about this moment, and it's something that I never thought I would see. I mean, because I've gone through this all my life.
You've been through this rodeo.
Started covering them in 81, okay? And I've seen some good teams. I've seen some embarrassing teams. I've seen some good owners. I've seen some horrible owners. But I've always seen great Blues fans.
Yeah.
That's the one constant. And no matter how bad they were, you got a core group that, man, just stuck with it. And this is more for them than the bandwagoners and the fair weather ones, and I'm happy that they're part of it. But man, there's a lot of people like me that right now are kind of speechless because we never thought it was going to happen. And like I said it early. I said, if they win this thing, I'll have a beach towel. I'll have an IV bag because I'll be dehydrated from crying. And I'm starting to cramp up now. I've been crying so much tonight. But it's been, for me, I've covered every sport.
Sure.
Olympics, Super Bowls, championship boxing, World Series, NCAA final. There's nothing I haven't covered that I haven't been part of until this.
You've seen the city of St. Louis go through a lot. And you've seen some championships with the Cardinals, of course.
Yeah.
There's something very special about this team and in this moment in St. Louis history where the Blues can go and put it together after being in last place. Not just a half a year
that's a
ago.
good point.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this wasn't a wire-to-wire race for them. I mean, they were at the bottom of the barrel in January, and for them to continue to play. And I remember telling someone, I did a game with Chris Kerber in Florida. Mm-hmm. And the Blues came from behind to beat Florida. And I just said to him, I said, you know what? They can win this thing. And he said, what do you mean? I said, they only play poorly against bad teams. There are no bad teams in the playoffs.
Right.
And I kind of said it, and I kind of chuckled as I said it. But I never thought this would happen. And I'll tell you one person who did, Yadier Molina.
He's always
He
been
said
there.
games. He said it's going to go 7 games. And he predicted the previous series, and I think Jeremy Rutherford also said 7 games. So I've learned one thing, and I told Yachty this last week. I never disagree with a Puerto Rican when it comes to hockey. Okay? I never disagree with him on baseball and hockey when it comes to his predictions. But, yeah, it's been incredible, and I'm just hoping that fans in St. Louis really savor this because hockey – and I think any championship team, no matter what zip code you grew up in, you all of a sudden come together for this.
Absolutely. The city of St. Louis could use a coming together about now.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, if everyone loved the city as much as Yachty, we wouldn't have as many problems.
I would agree.
Man,
I mean,
you want to open the phone lines? You want to get some
let's
reactions?
talk, man. I don't do phone calls, but tonight I'll do whatever.
Let's do it. 314-436-7900, or you may be listening somewhere else. It's 800-925-1120. You better tell me how you're feeling right now, and don't hold back on me now.
No,
the Blues
it's okay to cry
don't
and
hold
all
back.
the other things that people do.
I don't know. Tell me how many years you've waited for this moment. Don't hold back and give us a call. All right. We have a couple of reporters that are out on the street right now. And from some of the TV stations, we see the helicopter shots. There's a lot of people in downtown St. Louis right now. So what we want to do is make sure if you are out, you may be listening or maybe hanging out with us. Please make sure you're driving safe. Watch for all the people that are out there. We're going to be with you here all night. Who do you want to go to first, Producer Mike? Let's go to Michael Calhoun. Michael, where are you at?
Well, right now, Ryan, I am on Market Street at Tucker. Got the beautiful vista of the Gateway Arch. Cars as far as you can see in the directions around. I see a guy waving a Blues flag. Obviously, the Let's Go Blues honks going on. People are hanging out of the windows of their cars, opening their sunroofs. Some Blues fans coming by. How are you guys feeling?
Awesome! Yeah! Let's go Blues, baby!
Were you guys inside Enterprise?
Inside Enterprise, absolutely.
What was that like? It had to have been almost like they were there, like a home game.
It was electric. Oh my gosh.
I can't wait for him to
so
come
much
back.
louder than a regular game.
Can't wait. Let's go!
How are you guys feeling?
Let's go Blues! We can't wait for the parade!
Yeah. All right, so it seems like there's already a parade out here right now. This is Market Street. We assume the parade's going to be here. It's already that kind of atmosphere, though. Listen to the honks, the people going by, hanging out of their cars.
It hasn't stopped. We've been down in front of Enterprise, and the people are going crazy. So,
How are you guys feeling? How big of a moment is this for you?
Unbelievable. We've been waiting all year. Coming from the very bottom to the very top.
Jordan Bennington is the man. Jordan Bennington is the man.
Jordan Bennington or Ryan O'Reilly? Who was the big star?
In my book, Jordan Bennington. He's been there. When he came in, we was last. Where we at now, we're on top. We're first.
Ryan O'Reilly is awesome, but Bennington got us there. So Ryan O'Reilly for the playoffs, Bennington getting us here.
All right, thanks, guys. Enjoy the celebration. Be safe. How's it going out here?
Dude, it is amazing. I've waited my whole life for this, and I'm only 17.
My dad and my grandma have been waiting for this their entire lives, and I just can't believe that this is what's happening and this is how the city responds. It's so amazing.
It's almost, you don't even have to be here to hear the noise. I'm sure on the radio, the horns honking and the people yelling, but how do you describe what it's like to actually be? There's the arch right there. You just came from Enterprise Center.
It's amazing, bro. I never thought it'd actually happen. I was watching it at home on TV, and it actually happened, and I saw Colton Parayko lift the cup, and that's when it hit me. I thought I was watching NHL, And here I am celebrating the Blues' first Stanley Cup victory with my friends and my family, and it's just such a blessing.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Enjoy it. And I'm going to run out here into Market Street. There's a red light. Somebody's hanging out of the roof of their car waving a rally towel. How are you feeling?
Good.
Is this, how excited are you about this?
Very excited.
All right, thanks. Enjoy it. There's somebody else going by as they honk their horn. It's an incredible celebration out here. Again, the vista with the arch just makes it all the more poignant. Send it back to the studio and Mike and Ryan.
Thanks, Michael Calhoun. I don't know about you, Michael Claiborne here. You ever honk your horn so much it sounds like it's going to go through puberty at the end, like it just wears itself down? There's going to be horns worn down all across St. Louis tomorrow.
And people don't normally use horns very often.
I know.
And, some cities, I don't know if you've ever been to Hawaii, where if you blow your horn there, they look at you like, are you nuts?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah,
That's out of
but
the ordinary.
I think for a night like tonight, again, this is the first time for all of us. So, go for it.
We're in these sound booths, so we can't hear downtown. But if you were to walk outside, all but 3 seconds, that's all it takes for you to hear the atmosphere of what's going on.
I'm just looking at all the red lights from brake lights from cars leaving downtown, and it's just... Yeah. And here's the other thing. Because this unfolds in June, the only other time we've won, it was in October, and weather isn't as good. Won the Super Bowl in January, weather's never very good. And now people are out. I mean, it's the summertime, and people are having a great time with it. And I just want everybody to be safe tonight and make sure you're around for the parade on Saturday.
Oh, boy. Is it Saturday? Do we know?
I believe it's going to be Saturday. I don't know the exact parade route yet because I've heard a couple of different things where it may end up right across the street from us, and then there's some talk it may end up on the arch ground.
Wow. Yeah. Let's do it. All right. Also downtown is reporter Alex Degman. Alex, how's it looking where you're at?
Well, you mentioned a couple of minutes ago, I forget exactly how you put it, the puberty horns or something like that, when cars are honking too much, and I can actually guarantee you I've heard at least 3 of those tonight. As you mentioned, Ryan, as soon as you walk out of any downtown building, that's pretty much all you hear, and it's all you heard for pretty much the first 30 to 45 minutes, but now you're slowly starting to hear the steady roar of people starting to make their way to really where I'm at right now. I'm pretty close to the corner of 8th and Clark, right in between Busch Stadium and Enterprise Center. The two watch parties have started to merge together, and there has been a big crowd in front of Ballpark Village pretty much since the game ended. Every once in a while, you'll see a big crowd of people starting to just kind of bust out in song. They bust out in chants. They're busting out in jumping up and down together. I'm looking right now, people walking towards me. It's really hard to find anybody without a smile on their face. It's really hard to find anybody who's not high-fiving whomever they're walking by. I've seen a lot of hugs. I've seen a lot of things being thrown. Of course, obviously not really in any nefarious way, but people are just happy. They're throwing things in the air. They're waiting in line for the championship gear that's right at the corner of 8th and Clark. Line for that hasn't gone down, by the way, but there are some pretty cool things that are starting to make their way to the streets. And it feels like, just from where I'm standing right now, it feels like this party could go on maybe until Saturday. We'll see what happens. But the crowd kind of ebbs and flows, but right now it's starting to grow again here in downtown St. Louis on Clark Street, right in between Busch Stadium and Enterprise Center. In downtown St. Louis, Alex Degman, St. Louis's News Radio, KMOX.
Oh, beautiful. Love hearing that. I want to get some fan reactions because there's a lot of people calling in right now. How about we start with one? I love all the transplants. There's so many transplants across the United States that are watching St. Louis tonight, including one in Salt Lake City. DJ Troublemaker, what's going on?
Wow, this is an honor, Ryan. First, holy crap. Sorry. First of all, Mike, I've been listening to you for years. You're awesome. And I just thank you for your contributions. Yes, I'm a transplant out here to Utah. I've been out here since 2000. I moved to Denver in 96. But my love for my Cardinals and my Blues has never been wavering. And I've been a Blues fan since roughly 1991, and I was hoping this would happen in my lifetime, and it sure as heck did, and I could not be happier.
Beautiful. Well said, DJ Troublemaker. Thank you so much for checking in here on KMOX. Frank is over in Illinois in Thalto. What's going on?
I'm just celebrating this win. I mean, I'm 21 years old, and I'm pretty young for this, but let me tell you, I can't express how excited I am. I mean, for all my family that's waited a long time, and just for everybody in the city of St. Louis, really, that's waited a long time for this. It came, and we deserved it.
You got it, Frank. Thank you. Go Blues. Oh, man. How about that? The city of St. Louis. We've been waiting for something like this.
You know what, Ryan? The last two callers make an interesting point. They've been waiting. They were fairly young people.
Yeah.
But they're grandparents and great-grandparents who were there in 67 and 68. And I know that, they've seen so much, and for them to all be able to do this together and be around for it, and, there's been so many people who just have been hoping and, they pray, they do the whole thing, but, when it finally happens, and I don't think it's going to set in for a while. These things normally, when the Cardinals have won, because like for me and you, we're working. This is what we do. This is what we live for. And I think once we have a day to ourselves, it'll hit us that what took place.
We are covering the Blues Stanley Cup win, the big 4-1 win over the Boston Bruins in Boston. Carlos calling in from St. Louis. What's going on?
How y'all doing?
Yeah, I'm happy, man. Are you happy tonight?
Yes, sir. I'm very happy. I've been a Blues fan since the early 80s when we had the crew that I thought they was going to bring one home with Hall, Oates, and Shanahan, and Grant Pierre. I thought the year we had Pierre, I thought we was going to win it. Right now, I'm so happy of this team winning it. I am amazed, and I thought I would never see this happen in my lifetime. I'm so happy. Let's go Blues!
Thanks, Carlos. Well said. Mike Claiborne, talk about the alumni that are so happy to see. They're such a special group of alumni.
They are. And we've been blessed. All of our professional teams have had great alumni, even the football side. But, the Blues alums, and I was telling this story the other night. When I was growing up, there were two rinks in St. Louis. Mm-hmm. There was the rink at Forest Park, and there was this rink called Winterland, where the Blues used to practice, and obviously the arena. Mm. And there were so many players who made St. Louis their home when their careers ended, and they've raised kids and they got into coaching. And, this is why we have so many top players in the NHL that now play because they grew up in St. Louis and they got great coaching from these players. But for those alums who were just maybe a goaltender short or a goaltender or a goal scorer short or maybe another defenseman, we were always short with one thing, and then they had some bad luck. So for them, I'm happy for them because the Blues have done a phenomenal job in reaching out and trying to bring back and get as many people who wore that blue note as possible. And that's a real tribute to what they feel is part of what we call now One Nation, because we see them do it, we've seen the Cardinals do it, and that's what makes us root for our home teams as well as we do.